What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. Hope that everybody's having a wonderful weekend. Monique Samuels is returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac, and she's returning as a friend of, and she's speaking out in her own words in regards to her return to the show. Because you guys remember, initially when she left, she said that she would never come back. She had that fight with Candace, and she had her binder, which was iconic, by the way, at the reunion. Um, One thing I can say about Giselle is, I mean, she was clocking her tea. Monique was clocking Giselle left and right, but Giselle stood in it. She admitted that it was, Jamal Bryant's phone number, and she didn't shy away from anything that Monique was saying. Because I feel like if it was anybody else, they would have lied or walked off the stage or. But Monique was, just an iconic character. And then she left Real Housewives of Potomac, went over there with Carlos King, and was doing Love and Marriage DC. Unfortunately, a lot of people, when they were on that show, her and her now ex-husband, Chris Samuels, she said it was edited in a way that it was really unfair, because it was portrayed or at least conveyed to the audience that she was like constantly and consistently, nagging Chris. She said that he was given a more favorable edit on Love and Marriage DC. She said that, they would never show him being, provocative or antagonizing or, what necessarily started the argument. She said the cameras would just show where she was very reactive. And anyway, it led to their split, or at least one of the aspects that led to their eventual demise and divorce, unfortunately, because they have, beautiful children. And I thought they were a great couple. But Monique spoke out about, Carlos King, and she said that he he, not like seduced her over to Love and Marriage DC, but just promised her a better experience. She said that when she talked to Carlos initially, he was saying that own network would be a better network than Bravo. They don't really understand, the Black experience. And Monique said that Carlos did her worse than white folks. Like, that was a quote. She was like, he did me worse than white folks. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Monique. Carlos is, unfortunately, he has been not well, a lot of people on his shows, I will say this, a lot of people on his shows have said similar things about him, like, the Monique said that he is someone who is not kind, to Black women, that he does not protect them, right? That was, from Bell Collective, and she quit on air. Candy Burris has spoken out, alleging that he stole the life story, from Escape, and tried to go behind, her back, not only just, the group as a whole, but try to contact Mama Joyce for information, and just really underhanded things that a lot of people have spoken out, in regards to Carlos King. And those are allegations, by the way, because, I wasn't there, but this is what they have said, and that was their experience. So now Monique is speaking out about returning to Bravo.
Honestly, I didn't think that the welcoming.
Sorry, I hit it a little early, but she's just speaking out, saying that, she's ready to come back to Bravo, but not full time, in the capacity of a friend of. So I welcome her back on the screen. I can't wait to see her. But let's hear in her own words what she has to say.
Honestly, I didn't think that the welcoming would be so, like it's been so much support, and I'm so grateful. Like, y'all are the best. Y'all make it all worth it. And I'll tell you a story. So during the time after like my sixth no, maybe my seventh no, when they're like, come back, I'm like, no, not doing it. Nope, not interested. Yeah. So I went to a bakery with my kids, and I walk in, and there's a lady behind the counter, and she has her hand over her mouth, and she's like, I'm trying not to fangirl. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then she started crying, and I was like, oh my God, can I give you a hug? And she was like, yeah. So I give her a hug. Like, she comes from behind the counter. I give her a hug. And she said, "You have no idea. You got me through my pregnancy." And I was getting choked up when she said that. I was just like, wow. I was like, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on, but that meant something to me. Her name was Brianna. Shout out to Brianna. And y'all got to thank Brianna, because that moment is what made me say, I'm going to do it. Because you just never know, like, how you can impact somebody, like, in real life. Like, you can impact someone and make someone feel that emotional. And to say, and I done had 3 pregnancies, you know? So when that happened, that single-handedly was like, I'm going to do it. And I called, shout out to Lorraine. Lorraine is the MVP, y'all. I don't know if y'all know who Lorraine is, but y'all need to know who Lorraine is. But I hit up Lorraine and I was like, let's do it. And I told her the story. And it really moved me. It really, like, it let me know that my story is bigger than me. My healing is bigger than me. My journey is bigger than me. You know, so that single-handedly did it for me. Yeah.
So shout out to Brianna, right? Like she said, you never know how your presence can, even on a TV show, can affect someone's life. Let's hear the second part really quickly.
Me being a friend works for my schedule. So I was like, I am in no way, shape, or form interested in doing full time right now, because I enjoy my time. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy the spontaneity of it. Like, I am always like picking up, and I'll just get on a plane with my children. Y'all already know how I do. And I want to make sure that all of my time with my kids is with my kids. So that's the most important thing. And I said, you know what? If this can fit with the schedule that I already have and the life that I already have, then we can do some things. But I'm not trying to do anything that's going to have me busy and just like nonstop. I was that person already. I don't want to be that person again. I love that I have a freedom in the sense that I create and maintain my own schedule, my own life. I move when I want to move. When I don't want to move, I ain't moving. So that's the beautiful thing about this friend thing, because yeah, like being full time, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and your schedule is not yours anymore, you know? So, but we'll see what the future holds. There was a time where I said I would never come back, and here I am. So I won't say never, ever again. You know?
Okay, so that was a learning lesson, right? Never say never. But I'm glad to see Monique back on the screen. I think that she will, bring just an added touch of class to Real Housewives of Potomac. Not to say that it's not a classy show, but we know and we love Monique. So I'm glad to see her back. And I'm also glad to see her, come back in the capacity that she wants to, right? As a friend of, which gives her the ability, like she said, to travel and just to have governance over her own time. I think that that is so important. Having that autonomy to be able to move freely and not have to, be watching the clock all the time. It's priceless. So, congratulations, Monique. I cannot wait to see her back on the show. I hope that the young lady that she talked to, Brianna, is doing well. That she had a healthy pregnancy and delivery. And shout out to Lorraine. I think she's talking about a producer on the show, but she might not. But I think that's what she was alluding to. But yeah, you never know who you will touch and affect positively, and so that's why I always try to be encouraging. I love that this channel is it keeps up with hot topics, but I try to keep it light and fun. And so I hope that this brings a little bit of joy to your weekend. I look forward to seeing Monique back on the show, and I cannot wait until they return. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you guys think about Monique Samuels returning? Are you here for it? A lot of people online are, like, she said she was embraced. She was actually surprised. I mean, listen, as much as, Love and Marriage DC, I don't know. I stopped watching after their filming schedule was just so all over the place. I'd stopped watching pretty much after she left. So no shade to Love and Marriage DC, but I didn't have the time for it, and it was too all over the place. So like I said, I'm glad that she's returning to Bravo. Welcome back home, quote unquote, right, to Real Housewives of Potomac. But yeah, so she's going to be a friend of, and I look forward to it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.